Hello mga kamat peeps and welcome to my channel where we can learn and love math together. So for today's video lesson, we will discuss about factorials. This is a grade 10 mathematics lesson and we will have this as a review in preparation for the topics permutation and combinations. So let us now start the lesson. When we talk about factorials, this is denoted by this symbol, the exclamation point in English, but in math, this is what we call factorial. N factorial is the product of all whole numbers from 1 through n. This is denoted by n factorial. Now we have a special case to remember, and this is 0 factorial is equal to 1. Now let us try to evaluate the following examples. Letter A, 3 factorial. How are we going to get the answer for 3 factorial? So based on the definition, we will just get the product of all whole numbers from 1 through n. So in this example, our n is 3. So to easily get the answer, we will just get the product of 3 times 2 times 1, which will give us 6. Therefore, 3 factorial is equal to 6. Letter B, 5 factorials. What is the answer for 5 factorials? Same with letter A, we will just get the product of the following numbers. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which will give us 120. 5 factorial is equal to 120. Letter C, 7 factorial. We will just get the product of 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and the answer is 5040. That is how we are going to get or evaluate factorials. Now let us evaluate the following examples. Let's start with number 1. The quantity of 4 minus 2 factorial. Now always remember, if we have this kind of example, we need to do first the operations inside the parentheses. And that is 4 minus 2, which will give us 2. And then we will just copy the factorial. So we have now 2 factorial. Then based on the definition, 2 factorial is just 2 times 1. And 2 times 1 is 2. And that is our answer for number 1. Number 2, 5 factorial minus 0 factorial. First, 5 factorial, we have 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Minus, the 0 factorial is a special case and it is 1. So we will now have 120. Where did we get 120? 5 times 4, that's 20, times 3, that's 60, times 2, that's 120, times 1, still 120. Then we will just copy minus 1. 120 minus 1 is 119. And that is our final answer. Let's have number 3. 5 factorial plus 4 factorial. We have first, 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 plus 4 factorial. So we have plus 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Now for this one, 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, it will give us 120 plus 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, that is 24. So we will now simplify 120 plus 24. The answer is 144. And that is our final answer. For number 4, 2 factorial times 3 factorial. So we will have first 2 factorial, and that is 2 times 1. Next, we will have 3 factorial. Now, if you can observe, there is no addition or subtraction sign between 2 factorial and 3 factorial. If that is the case, that is considered to be multiplication. So we need to multiply the two numbers. So we have 3 times 2 times 1, that is for 3 factorial. Now simplify. 2 times 1, that is 2. 3 times 2 times 1, that is 6. So we have 2 times 6, which will give us 12. And that is our final answer. Now let's have this number 5. We have 6 factorial divided by 2 factorial times 3 factorial. So we will now have 6 factorial as the numerator. So we have 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And for the denominator, we have 2 factorial, that is 2 times 1, times 3 factorial, that is 3 times 2 times 1. Now, let us simplify. If we are going to multiply this 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the answer is 720. And for the denominator, 2 times 1, that is 2, times 3, that is 6, times 2, that is 12, times 1, still 12. So we have 720 divided by 12. And the answer is 60. That is the final answer. However, we have also another way of answering this. So we will have this one. 6 factorial will be 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 factorial. And then in the denominator, we will have 2 times 1 and 3 factorial. So we can observe that we stop until 3 factorial so that we can easily cancel the 3 factorial on top, or the numerator, and the denominator. So we will have this one. So what is left on top, or the numerator, is 6 times 5 times 4. And then in the denominator, we have 2 times 1, which will give us 120 divided by 2. And 120 divided by 2 is simply 60. And that is our answer. For number 6, we have the quantity of 8 minus 3 factorial, factorial. So to get the answer, we have 8. We need first to get the answer for this 3 factorial. So we know that 3 factorial is 6. So we will have it here, 6. And then copy the factorial sign outside the parentheses. So we have it here. Next, 8 minus 6 is 2, and then we have the factorial. 2 factorial is 2, and that is our answer. And for the last, we have number 7, 9 factorial times 3 factorial divided by 6 factorial. So we have on top 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 factorial. And then we also have 3 factorial, so that's 3 times 2 times 1. So if you can observe, we stopped until 6 factorial because we also have 6 factorial in the denominator. So we will not take any more longer time to answer this one. We will just simply cancel the common terms in the denominator and numerator. So we cancel this one. So what is left on top is 9 times 8, that's 72 times 7, and then times 3 times 2 times 1. And then below, what is left, since it is already cancelled, we have 1 as the denominator. So we have 504 for 9 times 8 times 7 times 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. So we have 1 in the denominator, I mean. So the answer is 3024. Now it's your time to practice. Let's have the following examples. Please evaluate this. You can pause this video and try to answer. If you are done answering, play the video to check if your answers are correct. So please start now. Now let us try to find the answer. Let's check if you got the correct answers. Now for number 1, the given is 8 factorial. The answer is 40,320. Number 2, 7 factorial minus 4 factorial. The answer is 5,016. Number 3, 9 factorial divided by 7 factorial. The answer is 72. Number 4, 5 factorial times 3 factorial. The answer is 720. Number 5, 6 factorial plus 2 factorial. And the answer is 722. Number 6, the answer is 24. So we have the following answers. Please leave a comment if you got all the correct answers. And there you have it, mga math peeps. That is all about factorials. You are now ready to discuss permutations and combinations. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have learned something from me. Goodbye!